This is Hans only of Clan Hands On, because today we're playing Mountain Blade Bannerlord and we're not allowed to use any weapons, any shields, or any horses. Let's go. And it all starts here in the city of Danustica. We start off by selling off all our weapons, and even our horse, of course, which on the positive side gives us a decent amount of gold. After this, we buy some food for our new warband, and we recruit some new troops from villages nearby. And it doesn't take long until we have our first battle against quite a bit of looters. But thankfully, we had some friendly units nearby, so we were able to auto-resolve without any worries. But it was still a victory nonetheless. With the gold gained from the previous battle, we recruit 6 Huskarl bodyguards, a quite decent melee unit who can of course hold their own. Shortly after leaving town, we get into trouble again. This time 17 mountain bandits, quite formidable. We did have our Huskarls though, so I was banking on them carrying. The melee combat was much closer than I wanted it to be, leaving us with only 5 units to deal with the cavalry. Luckily, most of them were Huskarls. So in the end, we were able to win, but with heavy losses. And again, with the riches we gained from this, we spent half of it on some Imperial Caravan Guards. Not the best cavalry in the game, but definitely the most versatile. We then went into a small skirmish yet again, where we also got to test my theory on the Imperial Caravan Guards, and with their long spears, they were able to get a respectable amount of kills without taking any damage. Yeah. Get him. Come on, boys. With the riches, we bought quite the hat. Little farmer's hat does not hurt. We then accepted a quest of Garathion. He needed 5 mules. But before that, we had some looters to deal with. Come on, boys. F them up. F them up. Okay, so far, not so good. Guys, supposed to hold formation, guys. Supposed to hold? Okay, I'm getting... Your leader is getting cooked, guys. Other than some small issues in the initial skirmish, we of course won, with minor losses as well. After we bought the mules from Augusta and we returned to Garathion to finish the quest, which landed us in Clan Tier 1, which we would sorely need in the next battle, where we got ambushed by Vlina and his high-tier troops. Uh-oh. I started the battle off by sending my cavalry to try and soften up the enemy. We have an 11-man advantage. I don't know if that really matters. And when the lines met, I tried to do a charged shield wall to take advantage of the disorganized enemy foot troops. I then did some readjustments to make them hold formation, as they were spreading out way too much. But even with our 11-man advantage and our higher tier troops, we still got slaughtered by the enemy. So now I was back to square one and re-recruiting all of our warband. It didn't take long until our warband was full of recruits, and since we are Clan Tier 1, we were able to have almost 60 troops. I then decided to try a quest, a escort caravan quest. It was now around 60 recruits with some archers against 40 cavalry raiders. Oh my god. Come on, guys, hit him. At this point, I realized we had absolutely no chance. I decided to retreat our party. I then tried to send our troops to help the caravan, but to no avail. And we were back to square one yet again. So after recruiting up a small warband of some Imperial recruits and a small amount of mercenaries, I decided that we should just stick to regular bandits instead. So that's what I did for the next few days. Hell yeah, brother. It didn't take long until we got a message. A mercenary offer from Vlandia themselves, where they would pay 130 gold per influence point. I of course accepted because I wanted the money, but I did not help them against their war against Sturgia, and I kept farming the bandits, because I didn't have the warband or the resources to fight Sturgians. I'm gonna slap you, brother. I'm gonna slap at you, brother. Ooh, we got a first kill! First kill! After doing this for a little bit, we of course had built up our coffers, and I was able to get a armor upgrade. We then beat up some looters, and then we hired a companion, Daneria the Dispossessed. She was relatively cheap and had quite a versatile skill set. We then also armored her up and gave her some new weapons and a cool shield. I then decided to try and join Durthurt's army, but on the way we were caught by Hiltman. Oi! Fuck. And he had quite a number of troops. They have so many archers. Holy shit. I split my infantry up in 2 groups and then tried to attack both the archer ranks at the same time. The melee group I was in was sadly stopped by the enemy melee units, slowing us down. We were sadly getting annihilated on both flanks. Hiltman had quite the archers, and he pretty easily defeated us, taking us as a prisoner. We were back to square one, but I wanted a change. But wait, are you a fan of the channel and want to support me more? Consider becoming a member for exclusive rewards with more to come in the future. Or would you rather want to donate? Go down in the description and click the link, or go to your URL and search for buymeacoffee.com/crowns. Thank you! We left Vlandia as a mercenary. And I got some new armor, and a sick-ass helmet. That is pretty insane. You see, our time under the Vlandian banner, we had actually gotten to Clan Tier 2. So, because of this, I talked to Emperor Arcor, and I decided it was time to choose a side. So we joined the Western Empire as a vassal. Quickly after joining the Empire, we could see that we are at war with Britannia. But on our way there, we got busy hunting an independent faction, Embers of the Flame. And I wanted to see if we could defeat them, as I didn't have the influence to make an army against Britannia either way. We had double the manpower of our enemy, with a ton of tier 3 infantry, but even then our enemy was able to sway the scales in their favor as well, bringing it down to a 50-50. And this is because of their extremely high tier troops. So because of this, I tried to use our numbers as an advantage, so I split our groups into 2 different squares, trying to bait the enemy to attack one of them, thus being able to encircle or split the enemy forces, making them weaker. Goddamn. We want to just engage them. Even with our superior tactics, the enemy decimated our infantry. It didn't take long until all our infantry was gone. But luckily we got some pretty good cavalry as a reward for joining the Empire. cataphracts, and heavy horsemen, and they were able to defeat and demolish the enemy infantry, resulting, of course, in a victory, but with extremely high losses. So I then took some time to reinforce our army back up to strength again. I then realized that a castle nearby, Ataconia Castle, was being sieged by Battanians. So I went on over and waited out the enemy, letting them attrition themselves until I joined the defense of the castle. This was now a split 209 versus 209, but the enemy had superior units. Oh, Lord. Oh, what a hit by the Imperial Recruit! Our one catapult with Imperial Recruit was doing a lot of work, almost killing half the enemy force by himself. But the enemy was already scaling our walls, and we only had pretty much militia and recruits defending our walls. This was going to be down to the last man. It didn't look too good. As you can see, the enemy had also gained a foothold on the other wall, and we were losing quite a lot of units defending it. But our guys were fighting bravely. The enemy had also now made it into the courtyard. Oh, Lord. And the wall I was on was about to fall as well. This is not looking good. This defense was looking pretty grim. This is not good. Oh, shit. We can, like, hit him a little bit. That didn't work. After foolishly falling in battle, I was eating popcorn while watching the rest of the siege. This was nerve-wracking, but the Nyria the Dispossessed was doing a lot of work. Our troops were walking in a big group, taking down enemy soldier one by one. And this resulted in a win. This is the closest siege I've ever fucking seen. We did it? Did we do it? Oh my god, we did it! We took quite the losses, but it didn't matter. We had repelled an attack and made sure that we didn't lose the castle. No, that's insane. Our army was now quite battered, but it didn't really matter, because sooner than later, our corps actually decided to make peace with the Battanians, but sadly, we had to pay tribute. But hey, right after, Asterai also declared war. Oh, and if one war wasn't enough, here's two. Oh my god, come on. Ataconia Castle was under siege yet again, so we go on over with our small army. We quickly see that we can't do anything here at all, because the enemy has over 1,000 soldiers. So we go on to chase Sarades instead, a noble of the Western Empire ready to get absolutely annihilated. He has higher tier troops and a lot of archers, but we have the spirit and the numbers. Gonna surround them here, the enemy infantry. It's working. Oh, you just picked up an enemy shield. Fucking confused me, man. After surrounding and annihilating their infantry, we move over to slaughter their archers, where I start to throw some hands myself. It was a decisive victory, so we take Saradas and put him into prison. But sadly, we had lost the castle of Araconia. So we sat in Epicratea for a little bit to reinforce ourselves of our recent losses. Then we headed back out to defend Varagos. Oh shit! But again, the enemy had quite the numbers. I waited around to see if some friendly lords would show up, and that's exactly what happened. So we teamed up and interrupted the enemy siege. Okay. So he's gonna move that. So he has... We don't have control of the whole army, which is kind of shit. What I'm thinking... Do they have a lot of archers? 53 archers. Okay, we mostly have lower tier units. Let's wear them out. Let's wear out the enemies here. Fucking bitch. I can't die myself. I need some help here, boys. Yeah, just wear them out. Just hold it, boys. Just hold it. They're gonna come now as reinforcements and surround the enemy. We'll open up our formation. Open up the formation and just charge them. Just run them down, run them down. Just run them down. We pretty easily overran the enemy infantry and we moved on to catch the archers. I got knocked out on the way there, but this didn't really matter. That's fine either way. Nice. Good job, boys. We had won quite a decisive victory without too many losses. I was pretty happy about this. Good. Successfully repelling the siege gave us a lot of gear, a lot of gold, and we also took 4 of the enemy noblemen into prison. We now sat and waited in Saniopa because not much was happening around our front and we had to recover our wounded men, while also reinforcing our ranks. And it was during this time that we also chose to get married, and we got married to Mela. Mela is a noble warrior woman from Kuzait, and the marriage was relatively cheap, netting us another companion or a commander, whatever we had need for. And as you can see, we also amassed an army because there was a lot of enemy activity on the border. Shit. The enemy's armies were too big and we couldn't really interfere. But something even better happened. We were able to catch Garios, the Emperor of the Western Empire. If we could win this tough battle, we could put the Emperor in prison, gaining us a lot of war score. Garios possessed a lot of cavalry, so I decided to put our pikemen Manavleton behind our shield wall. If Garios would send his cavalry to charge our shield wall, I was hoping that our Manavletons would catch the horsemen. And behind us, I let the archers go freely, under sergeant control, and the same with our cavalry, as I wanted to focus all my effort on the infantry. The reason why I put the Manavletons behind is so they can maybe catch some of the cavalry. At least that's what I'm hoping. Seems like they did. Nice. Okay, they actually did. They actually did. And yes, this actually worked. And in one charge, we were able to kill around 10 cavalrymen. Stop, man. You're annoying me. Sending the Manableton's flank while you guys are holding. Oh, this is not going well. Do I want to, or fuck it. This is not looking good. Help me! Nice. Nice. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Nice. Good job, guys. Gonna get the horse away. Most of our cavalry, most of our archers, and most of our infantry was gone, and the enemy had quite a lot of cavalry left, and it was down to a few men to finish this off. Okay, good. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Nice. This is, again, such a close battle. We've had so many close battles. We won! Oh my god. This was almost the best victory yet. This was one of the most chaotic battles that I've ever fought, where I felt like both sides were winning at the same time. With the riches from this battle, we geared up Mela and made sure that she had top-notch gear. And the same with Dania the Dispossessed, as companions can do a lot of work in the field. And after all this, we decided to make peace, because we only had half their strength. And we really needed our forces to be strong enough to deal with Aserai if they were to come over. And I decided to take this into my own hands, so I made the biggest army that I could with the influence that I had left. And I decided to go over to Hussad Folk to siege it, giving Aserai a reason to stay in their home turf. But of course, with my luck, there is none of that, because Arkor wanted peace with the Aserai. And now I was just sitting here in peace times with a huge army and absolutely no influence. So I decided to at least get some sick-ass armor. Oof, look at that. But I wouldn't need the army, the armor, or the influence, because there was no war after this. And this is where I end this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, press a like and subscribe, and I'll see you another time.